What is going on? Carter here with Edge Mindset. Welcome to the channel. I am your illustrious and grateful host. I already said my name. I'm here to do a quick unboxing. And no, this is not a prescription sample from some drug rep, even though that's kind of what it looks like. This is actually a knife from a company called Maxace. They're a Chinese company. They make their knives in their home country. And I've got this one here. So let's check this out. Let's crack this baby open over here. So I'm really excited about this one. It's going to be polarizing. Some people are not going to care for this too much, and I already know what a lot of these comments are going to be. Maxace Knife Company, big white thing, really just to display their social medias. Interesting. Okay, and then we've got what else we got? We've got another drug rep style card right here with their information. And then what is this? Our persistence precautions. Cool. So some documentation. Doesn't really say a whole lot, but that's Maxace for you. Nice little pouch here. This is going to be polarizing, right? Some people are going to say this is a rip-off knife. It has stolen anything in here. Okay. Well, right off the bat, I am a tad bit disappointed. And I'll talk about that here in a second. I've got this nice microfiber cloth right there. I'm disappointed. I thought it would come with maybe some extra springs, and I thought it was going to come with Kydex. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. This is the Draco, the single action OTF from Maxace, aka, Maxace Halo 6, essentially. Very similar to the Halo 6, and that's what a lot of the comments are going to be. But in my mind, they've taken the Halo and they have Maxace-sized it. Let's fire this bad boy. Woohoo! That thing fires. Ooh, it did not lock out, though. It did not lock out. I think Metal Complex did a video on this, and he had the same issue where it wouldn't always lock out if you let go of the button too soon. Maybe that's a break-in thing. I don't know. I'll have to see. Never had that issue with single action OTFs. Not that I've had a lot. I did have a Halo 5 many, many years ago, and I currently own a Heretic Hydra is the only single action OTF I think I have in my collection. M390 steel. I love this blade shape, guys. I love that swedge up at the top there. It's kind of a harpoony type thing with this. So this notch is actually what interacts with the button in the closed position to keep the thing closed. So that's not a design choice. That is there to keep the knife in the closed position. There's a similar notch down here in the bottom of the tang to lock it open. So it's kind of a plunger style-ish type thing there. And you can even see this little indent on the back to give it enough room for that to press in and out. M390 steel, it's got a acid wash on the bevels right there, acid stone wash, satin flats, some speed holes, some cool aggressive teeth on the top here. A lot of dimension to this blade. Look how thick that blade stock is. Very nice. Very, very nice. Absolutely love the look of this blade. It is killer for show. The handle here, the chassis, 7075 aluminum. 7075 aluminum, which is the best aluminum that you can get, and it's remarkably better than 6061 aluminum that's more commonly used. It's more stronger, it's more tougher, it handles impacts better, it doesn't deform as quickly, it's just all around better. The only downside, which I recently learned, is that 7075 does not anodize like 6061. You can't do all of the funky colors. You can do black, and then when you do like a clear coat, it's kind of a sandy yellowish type color. So you are limited on the colors that you can get on 7075 is really the only downside. And it's more expensive for the manufacturer and takes more machining to machine it because it's just tougher. We've got a Halo 6 style button. Now this is probably, I don't know. It's tough. That's probably the most that they lifted off of the Halo 6. Like, that's the most obvious. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same safety mechanism on the Halo 6. You can see it's got like a textured button there. And you see that slider on the top? Let me see if I can. So this slides down. So as it stands, you can't press the button in. you have to slide it down and then press the button, which is really easy to do. Like, it's almost effortless. Almost effortless. Like, as long as you're not trying to press it straight in and as long as you're not trying to press it up, it is going to work for you. It seems like, at least so far it is. Carbon fiber onlays. Now they may have, I don't know if there's like a recess in here, probably where these kind of sit in, but you can see they sit kind of proud. Beautiful carbon fiber. Here is the charging slider. I think this is aluminum. Seems like it's aluminum. Maxace right there, really having trouble focusing. You can see the detent balls right here. So this is similar to like what the Hydra's doing. It has little detent balls. Those detent balls fit into these holes right there. And that's what gives you the closing detent on this knife. The Halo 6 actually has like a hook claw mechanism where you squeeze right here and there's hooks that hook into the base right there. For me, I think this thing is splendid looking. The second I saw it, you know, all caution to the wind. I'm like, I've got to get my hands on this thing. The aggressive lines in this handle here. This is a similar blade shape to the Halo. It is. It's tricky though to be different. Let me go grab the Hydra real quick. So here it is next to the Hydra, and as you can see, there's certain things, and this is kind of, and I've spoken this before, with OTFs, you are kind of limited on what you can do. And there are certain design things that are hard to get away from. So like this hump right here is needed to make room for the button plunger to lock into the blade. So this is always going to have to hump out if you're using this style of mechanism. And you can see that same thing on the Hydra here. It's just a little more softer. You know, the Hydra goes a little more organic shaped. But you can see that the main beats of the knife gets a little thinner here. You've got to make room for body screws. That's going to cause it to pop out. So I know a lot of people are going to say this handle is very reminiscent of the Halo. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is. I'm just trying to illustrate not all of the Halo's design features are purely design. Some of it is mechanical. You've got to fit certain things in here. Now, could Maxace have really gotten away from it? Probably. They could have figured something out to make this look less Halo-y. It seems like they kind of leaned into that concept. In fact, they've taken that Halo shape and then they've accentuated it with these chamfers on the body here. But to me, you know, it just makes it look more aggressive, and I am all for more aggressive. Let's fire this again. This thing fires hard. It fires really hard. I'm going to compare it to... Yeah, it fires really hard. So one of the complaints I saw on some of the initial videos from Maxace on this is they thought it was firing soft. They thought it was firing weak. Because in the video, it's hard to tell. In the video, it's kind of farther away and you don't see the speed. And so it seemed kind of slow. I can assure you, this one fires really, really hard. You can see how it kind of shook my hand. I hope you can see kind of how it shook my hand. Fires very, very hard as this guy. And I know a lot of people really love how hard this thing fires. So very, very cool. I love the 7075. I love the carbon fiber. I love how aggressive it looks. I wish they would have done something different with the safety. That's a little too close to the Halo 6. I mean, that's, in my mind, that's pushing it. You know, it doesn't need to happen. Oh, the other thing people didn't like about this knife is the lack of a pocket clip, which this guy has. Yeah, okay, I kind of get it. But at the same time, you're really kind of tempting fate throwing a pocket clip on a single action OTF. It's just not a good idea. Even with this safety, if this thing fires in your pocket and it hits your leg, it's going to do some massive damage. This is under spring tension this whole time. It's not like a double action where by using the switch, you're giving it spring tension. This thing is locked and loaded, and if anything happened to it and it fired in your pocket, it could be bad news. But traditionally, and as you would see with the Halo, it would come with a Kydex sheath. And I find it odd that this did not come with a Kydex sheath, especially since some of their knives did come with a Kydex sheath, or I don't know if it was actually Kydex, but it came with a sheath that you wouldn't have expected. So like the Titanus and the Vortex, their large folders, both came with sheaths. And I was like, oh, why did these come with sheaths? They got pocket clips. Yeah, they're big. They got pocket clips. But the one knife that should have definitely came with one didn't. So that is kind of disappointing. However, in my mind, the price point on this is just really, really good. $299 is what these were going for. That's 7075 aluminum, carbon fiber onlays, M390 steel. Killer freaking deal, especially in a world where single action OTFs seem to be overpriced. And a lot of the times, not the Hydra, but it seems like for some reason companies take advantage of this platform and make it more expensive than it should be, when really it isn't. It's fairly simple, just aluminum and steel and so on. So coming in at that price is absolutely amazing. And I know some of you right now are saying, but what about the blade play? None. None. Like this is the most rock solid knife, OTF, other than the Deadlock. There is like so next to nothing. I mean, you really, nothing. I mean, I thought this one was good. And this one is really good, actually. This one's really good too. So actually, okay, they're about the same. Now that I compare them side by side, I would say that the Draco here, I hope I've been giving it the right name this whole video. The Draco here has slightly less blade play than the Hydra. But both of these are absolutely stellar in that regards. Very, very cool. And side note, the reason you can get away, because some of you are like, well, if they can do such little to no blade play in a single action, why can't they do it in a double action? That's because you've got more forgiveness here. You can make these tolerances really tight because you're overcharging the spring, and this thing is slamming open. And if your tolerances are really tight, it's not going to matter. It's still going to open, still going to slam open. In a double action, it's kind of this delicate dance of throwing the blade up, throwing the blade down, and it takes far less to affect that action. And so you can't really just tighten those tolerances down, because if you get any oil, any debris, any dirt, it's not going to function. This thing is going to fire unless you dip it in like tar. It is rock solid. All right, guys, that's it. Overview of the Draco. I love this thing. I wish there was a way I could carry it. That would be nice. Let me know what you think down below. Do you like this one? Is this one you would ever pick up? Catch you guys later. I'm out.